up, guys? It's Shining Polaris. Just letting you know, I just got off the plane. And I just came from Dallas, Texas. And the reason why I was there was because I went to see this show, which is Impact Wrestling's Hard to Kill. This is their first pay-per-view of the year. And I know I say this after like every single pay-per-view I've gone to, but it was really like the best time ever, right? And I will tell you why. So anyway, this video, maybe did a little bit of recapping, but mostly of my experience, what happened when I was there. I have never ever been to Texas at all. So it was nice weather-wise because here in Chicago it has been below zero, and when I arrived at Texas it was like 60 degrees. So that was a huge jump. The area that the show happened at the place called the Factory. And it's not like super big, but it was, I really liked it. So that area of Dallas or whatever, it's like very, very hip. You had a lot of really cool bars and shops, and just a really happening place. And this area, that the place that they picked, the Factory, was really just a really cool place to have the show at. Like I said, it wasn't really big, but it what I liked about Impact is that because their shows are a lot smaller, it definitely feels more intimate, and you really get to see all the action up close. So the show was sold out, and so it was really packed. Plus, but you could still see the show because they have a huge, like, where you would eat and go to the bar, and if you want to, you can be one of the standing people there. So when I drove over there, parking is very hard to find if you're looking for street parking. I didn't want to deal with any of that, so I just parked in their garage parking, which cost way too much. So that's the only regret I have. I wish I found some street parking to save myself all that money. But anyhow, nobody wants to hear about that. So going to the show, the gates opened at 6. Me and my friends, we were all in line. They were in line probably since 5. I got there at like 5:30. Came in, you had to wait outside, and the line was pretty decent, for everyone waiting. Just also letting you know, I do have tons of clips of this, so I did post some on Twitter already. I'm going to upload a majority of them onto my TikTok, so check me out there, Shining Polaris AEW on TikTok. But anyhow, so when we were waiting outside in line, just letting you guys know, of course, I went and I have the titanium VIP pass, whatever. It really didn't get me any perks except that I just had ringside seats, whatever. So it wasn't like in Vegas where they had like a separate line or whatever. This time everybody was just in the same line and we all got in. But like I said, the wait wasn't really that bad. So anyway, I was with my friend, so it was all good. So we came inside, and they when you immediately go inside, have the merch stand, which I didn't take a picture of. I don't know why I didn't do that. Merch stand on one side, and once you come right in will be like the meet and greet, whoever they chose at the time. So they do the meet and greet one before the show and then one right after, and they did that for Hard to Kill, and then the taping that was the next day. So the first that was up was my team, the Good Brothers. So of course, as you can see, I'm holding this very cute Doc Gallows plush that I had to get, and it like matches to my Kenny one that's lying on the floor. So it was perfect. You see my Young Bucks one here. Anyway, so so I went and got a photo of them. They're my first meet and greet photo of the year, so they get to have that amazing honor. So when I came in, after that I came into the ring, took some great pictures and videos of it so you can see what it looks like, and sat down. So I will say, in the previous shows and stuff, you could, as long as you bought like ringside tickets, you could really just sit wherever you are, as long as you stayed in the section that your ticket was from. But for this, it was you had to actually sit in the seats that they assigned you to. So I sat in the front, but where I was, and you'll see all my videos, I was like close to kind of the bell table, and I was kind of regretting the seats I got because I paid a lot for them. But the thing is, where I was sitting is right behind the cameraman and the photographer, and I mean, they have to do their job, so it's not going to be like, get out of the way, but that kind of sucked because a lot of my footage was blocked because they were in my way. So, I mean, it is what it is. But then it was meant to be that I sat there, so which we will talk about later. So, as for the matches and stuff, oh yeah, there was a lot of really awesome announcements, and like totally last minute too, because so what happened was you had some cancellations. So like the Knockouts tag team titles were going to be on the line. That was going to be Inspiration versus Influence, but due to COVID, Inspiration could not be there, so they basically just canceled that whole match. I thought maybe we're going to have Influence versus some, maybe some cool like indie women's tag team, but that didn't happen. So there was no women's tag team matches, but instead you had like I said, some cool announcements. They announced that Impact just hired Tom Phillips as the commentary team because they let Matt Striker go, which is sad. They announced they were going to have Ian Riccoboni from ROH. He was going to be on commentary when they have the ROH title match, which is really cool. I love that Impact and ROH are working together, and they're working together in such a big way. It's so epic. How can you not love it? And then they went and they changed the Ultimate X match a little bit because I'm going to guess it has to be due to COVID, but it was Rachel Ellering supposed to be in it, but she was out, so instead we had Alicia Edwards instead. And then they announced a really big buy-in or pre-show match. This was just a 4-way. It was the debut of Mike Bailey, so that was really cool, and that was just on the pre-show. You can watch that on YouTube, and he was against Chris Bay, Laredo Kid, and oh god, I feel so bad. I can't remember who the fourth one was. Whatever, I'll figure it out. There's 4 people in that match. I completely forgot because I just wanted to see the other people. Anyway, so yeah, so that's where you go. So the first match, so they had 2. I think they had like 2 matches, just regular matches, and then the buy-in match. So it was Jake something versus Madman of Fulton first, and then after that, God, I can't remember. I can't remember what the next match was. There was definitely another match before the buy-in. I'll figure it out in a second. And then of course you had your buy-in match. Got a lot of footage of that. Mike Bailey, he just came in hot. I mean, he has just such an amazing moveset. Very talented. Can't wait to see what they're gonna do with him on Impact. So I mean, another great signing Impact made. So and then finally, we got to the actual show. And yeah, it was like I said, let me just go straight to the point, right? The X Division Championship match. This was Trey Miguel versus Steve Macklin, and the thing is, because they've been going at it, this is like their 3rd X Division Championship match. So Trey's, he's getting annoyed of Macklin. He's like, okay, this is the last time that we're gonna go at it. If you lose, you're never gonna go after the X Division title again. So that's the agreement. These 2 wrestlers, super talented. I love their entrance, by the way. If you look at Trey Miguel's, he does that little spray paint thingy, and then he came out with 2 other guys in the same gear because he has like a Spider-Man like gimmick going on. And of course, when you see those 2 other guys standing next to him, I was like in the background yelling MSK. It's just so stupid. Everyone was laughing around me. But yeah, so he came out. This is probably like the craziest thing that ever happened to me at a wrestling show. So basically what happened was Trey Miguel went and have kicked Steve Macklin out of the ring. So Macklin is on the railing and he's right in front of me. And I'm just videotaping here and I'm like, oh cool, he's Trey Miguel is gonna like dive onto Macklin, and then taping it. And so you got Trey Miguel on the top turnbuckle. He goes in, he dives right into Macklin, but I think he overshot it, and then he ended up just diving onto me. So I mean, and they got that on video. I mean, on the pay-per-view live. I got it on video in my own camera. memories to last a lifetime. It was amazing. Trey Miguel, I mean, I really enjoyed him. Like the first time I saw him live was at a Warrior Wrestling show. Just, you know, he was a Warrior Wrestling champion. So yeah, so after he knocked me over, he gave me a big hug on, and it was captured all on pay-per-view. It was very cool. Thank you for Impact. They went and you know, gave me a little shout out on their page, so that was cool. A lot of people were asking, Christine, did you get any free merch? No, I did not get any free merch. Other people said you should have sold it better. Like, you know, I should have acted more hurt. I mean, I'll tell you, when that happened at the moment, I didn't even know what to do. But yeah, that was absolutely the highlight of my day. I was really regretting the seats I got, but it was more than worth it to have that happen. That was cool. And I'm telling you right now, I wasn't hurt like at all. At all. It was just a cool, shocking moment. You know, let me just say to Trey Miguel again, just a class act. Really cool guy. Like, messaged me making sure that I'm like okay and all that. It was cool. Yeah, so that was basically the highlight. Please go on my TikTok and my Twitter to find that footage, because like I said, I taped it, so, and it was just awesome. So yeah, let's see. So for the other matches, just gonna say whatever. Yeah, so you have one of the really, I guess you could say, like, cool debuts was this was during the Hardcore War match, and this match, I will say, was just all over the place. This was you got the team of BBD and the Good Brothers versus the team of Rich Swann, Willie Mack, Heath, Rhino, and Eddie Edwards. Okay, so. And this was basically just like whatever, they could do whatever they want. In the match, it was funny because you had Eddie Edwards. You know, he has his Kenny the kendo stick, and he, like, you know, lit it up on fire, hit Gallows with it. It was just a really just a fun, crazy match. You know, if you're all into that, you know, garbage style wrestling, I guess you could say, to go check it out. But so at the end, you know, the good guys won, right? And they pinned my boy Carl Anderson. So so the good guys won, and you know, when the bad guys, they all left, right? But the Good Brothers left their belts in the ring. So you had Heath and Rhino, and they're kind of like looking at it because, you know, they're obviously going to go after the tag team championship. But then who bust right in? That was the group of Ring of Honor folk that has been speculating that they're going to be at Impact. So that is you have the OGK, which is Matt Tavern and Mike Bennett and Maria Kanellis, and then the two other guys, PCO, and then I forgot the other guy's name. I just know his Twitter handle, the Horror King. I forgot what his actual ring name is. So they all came in and they beat it up all. You know, they beat up all the good guys, and it ended up with the OGK holding up the tag team belts. So that's going to be very cool to see, because they're after watching the tapings and stuff, it's obviously more like a ROH invasion angle. I can see that's going, and you're going to have. Obviously OGK gonna go after the tag titles, possibly Maria going after the women's title. So that's, yeah, it's just gonna be really cool. I'm so excited. I'm hoping they do more ROH stuff. Like, you know, there's so much great talent in ROH. You know, bring them in, even if it's just for a little while until ROH, you know, gets back on their feet. So that was a big highlight, and I got a lot of video footage of that whole match too. You had the which we all thought was the main event, because obviously they went and advertised it as the main event, the World Championship match, but it was not. That was the co-main event, which means the women's knockouts was the main event, which was great. I'm so glad they made that decision, and obviously we'll talk about why they did that. But you had the Impact World Championship matchup, and like, Moose is so dominant. I was thinking, like, there's no way he's gonna lose, right? He's gonna retain. But there was part of me that thought Matt Cardona was gonna get it, because they were building Cardona up so much. I was like, he really gonna win this? And then I kind of thought maybe they would let him have it because they could do like more, I don't know, like Forbidden Door stuff with Cardona too. So I don't know. There was a part of me that really thought like Cardona was gonna win it, but there was a lot of shenanigans going on. There was a part where Morrissey actually did pin Moose for the 3 count, but they already like knocked out the refs, so it was like a 10 count as everybody was counting. And yeah, it just ended up Moose retaining. So that was really good. And Cardona is, I think he's out of the world title picture now because I think he's going into a new feud, and Morrissey and Moose will continue to feud. So that's exciting because I do like them going at it together. All right, so then with the main event, this was the Knockouts world title, and this was Deonna versus Mickie James. And the reason why I'm very sure they did this last minute is because, as all you guys know, randomly kind of on WWE SmackDown, I kind of think it was an accident. But yeah, so they were announcing the people that were going to be at the Royal Rumble, which the Royal Rumble will happen at the end of this month in St. Louis. Thinking about maybe going to that. We'll see, because it's in St. Louis, so not a far drive from Chicago at all. So Pat McAfee, he was introducing Mickie James, saying that she's one of the surprise entrants. I know, surprise entrance, but it's not a surprise anymore, and that she is the Impact Knockouts champion. He actually said that. So either my thing is that was an accident, and now since he already said it live, WWE can't turn it around. So they went and actually, I guess you could say, shout out Impact Wrestling on the WWE page, but they didn't tag Impact. Like, come on, guys. But anyhow, so that like blew up, and for many reasons, because everyone is saying, I mean, I was playing around it too, saying that, oh my God, Impact and WWE is gonna work together. And then on the side note, you got the AEW fans, and as you know, I'm an AEW stan. I mean, look at this, okay? But I hate this arguing, and I hate that AEW fans, a lot of them hate Impact, and they're so mad at them, and I don't understand why. That I'm not going to talk about that video, but anyhow, it was there was just a lot of back and forth between AEW and WWE fans, while we at Impact were just enjoying our pay-per-view right here. So very sure that's why they moved that to the main event, because a lot of eyes were gonna watch it, because since Mickie James is announced at Royal Rumble, and all that mess. So yeah, and no doubt that those two women were just so good, and like, I don't know, was Mickie James was always going to retain that, or because she was announced for Royal Rumble, that's why she won? Because I'm telling you, like, I was really sure Deonna was gonna win it back, because as you guys know, they already announced that the next episode of Impact, she's gonna face Roxy for the ROH belt. So I was like, okay, that's great. Deonna, Impact belt collector, she wins the Knockouts title at Hard to Kill, and then wins the ROH, right? But it didn't happen. So, which, you already know Deonna's gonna get the belt back. It's just, I wish she got it sooner. Actually, I personally wish she never lost it, but whatever. But again, that's kind of fine, because if Mickie James said that she's gonna take the Impact title to her at Royal Rumble, so that would be cool. Again, please, I just want more people to watch Impact. And I know they're not on the greatest like channel or platform right now, but they're on YouTube. Everybody watches YouTube, so watch it. So that's my take. Mickie James beat Deonna, and the show ended on a very high note. You had Gail Kim come out, and Mickie James, they basically said thank you to the crowd, all that jazz, and the show was over. So yeah, like just such a fun weekend. I just was like, after taking that bump, right? it was just really cool. Thank you everybody that just started following me and wishing me, saying like, are you okay? And is everything all right with you? That was just really cool, guys. Like, it really is touching to see that, all you guys that I have never, met or seen, and all you say with these kind comments. online. So thank you again. I plan to. I have so much great footage. It's gonna take me a long time to go through all of it and clip it. But any of the cool spots, I'm gonna post it a lot of my TikTok. So follow me on TikTok at Shining Polaris AW. And then all the best stuff I will post on my Twitter. Follow me at Shining Polaris. So let's see, show wise, I went and I posted on I already posted on Twitter, but this will probably be my last live Impact show for a while because if you look at the tapings, none of them are close enough that I could drive. Look at that, all that is falling. Anyway, trying to leave it right there. And the only one that was close enough would have been Louisville, and I would have 100% have gone to Louisville, but that is the same exact weekend as AEW Revolution, and you know, I didn't want to say it too soon after Hard to Kill, but I will be going to several AEW shows all the way to Revolution. So my road to Revolution, as I call it, basically begins in February. So, but I definitely plan to go to Rebellion, and that will be in April. And they also announced, Impact and ROH announced that they will have tapings, and ROH will have their pay-per-view in April as well. So there may be, we're going to see, I would love to go to that. So, because there's a lot of things going down during WrestleMania weekend. And of course, both promotions are going to take advantage of that. So you got WrestleCon, Ring of Honor, and Impact. So maybe I'll go down there to check all that out. So we'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know I didn't post a video for a while. That's because, like I said, I had to prepare my trip for this. So there was no Dynamite or Rampage. Or Battle of the Belts. I'm not watching Battle of the Belts. So anyhow, thank you guys so much for supporting me. Like I said, check out my TikTok and my Twitter page, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.